Figures 12.7 through 12.9, Base Plus Commission Employee class. In this example, we're now going to take a look at a Base Plus Commission Employee class, which is very similar to the Commission Employee class that we just looked at. And our goal here is first to introduce the capabilities of the Base Plus Commission Employee class, and then talk about what we could have inherited from class Commission Employee had we constructed this Base Plus Commission Employee class a little bit differently. So here we have the header file for class Base Plus Commission Employee. Let's first look at the data in a Base Plus Commission Employee, and as you see here we have 6 pieces of data, the first 5 of which are identical to what we just presented in the previous video for class Commission Employee. Back up at the top of the class, and by the way, we have our 6th piece of data, the base salary that is going to be used as part of the earnings for a Base Plus Commission Employee who receives a base salary plus the commission on their gross sales. So back in the public interface, we have a constructor which looks kind of similar to the Commission Employee constructor. Of course, its name is different because it's a different class and the constructor has to have the same name as the class. But the first 5 parameters are identical to the Commission Employee constructor, which also received 3 strings and 2 doubles. In this case, we have a 3rd double, which represents the base salary. Now, as you scan through the member functions that you see here in our Base Plus Commission Employee class, you'll see that these 5 pairs are identical to the ones in class Commission Employee. And in fact, when we created this class, we did a very popular form of software reuse, which is copy and paste. And unfortunately, one big problem with copy and paste is that you wind up with duplicate code. And by the way, if the original code contains errors, then the duplicate code probably contains those errors as well. So one of the things we want to eliminate is this kind of code duplication. All of these member functions are going to work exactly the same as they did in class Commission Employee, so there's really no reason for us to define all of this from scratch. We're doing it here to prove a point to you. So we have these 5 pairs of set and get member functions which are really identical to class Commission Employee. Then of course we add a set base salary and get base salary because we have another piece of data in this class. And then finally we have an earnings function and a print function, and we had those in the Commission Employee class, and they'll be very similar here, but they are modified to properly calculate the earnings based on having a base salary plus a commission, and then of course the print function has to output a little bit more data than it did previously. So if we take a look at the Base Plus Commission Employee.cpp file here, you can see our constructor, and you'll notice that it's very similar to the Commission Employee constructor. The only difference is in the body that we're now calling set base salary as well, and of course we have a corresponding parameter that we're receiving in the parameter list. The next many set and get member functions are absolutely identical to the ones in class Commission Employee. The only difference is that they are now in the scope of class Base Plus Commission Employee because we define them in this new class. So we literally copied and pasted all of this source code and changed Commission Employee : to Base Plus Commission Employee : for these 5 pairs of set and get member functions for the first name, last name, social security number, gross sales, and commission rate. So if I scroll down, you can see here the same set member functions for the gross sales and commission rate. We also now have our new pair, set base salary and get base salary, and we're going to make sure that the salary is not less than 0. If it is, we're going to set it to 0, and again, here's a case where exception handling might be more appropriate. If you look at the earnings member function, you'll see that it's very similar but not identical to what we did in the class Commission Employee, where we just calculated Commission Employee times gross sales. Now we're adding the result of that calculation to the base salary to calculate the complete earnings for a Base Plus Commission Employee. And then finally, our print function is very similar. We did change the initial string that's displayed from just Commission Employee to Base Salaried Commission Employee, so that we know which type it is. First name, space, and last name, followed by the social security number, the gross sales, the commission rate, and of course the additional piece of data, the base salary. So now that we've scanned through this new base plus commission employee class. And again, we haven't introduced any inheritance concepts yet. Everything you've seen so far we've introduced in prior lessons. Now let's just take a look at the main program that tests out this new class. And you can see here in main that we create a base plus commission employee object for Bob Lewis. And of course we've got our gross sales, our commission rate, and our base salary. Just like in the last program, we're setting our floating point numbers to display with 2 digits to the right of the decimal point. We test out all of the get member functions of our class to get every individual piece of data in this example. Then we change the base salary. Then we print the entire contents of our base plus commission employee object just to show you that indeed it's outputting the additional data. And then finally we calculate the earnings for our employee. So if I run this program, you can see here the results of all the get member functions. And if you want to confirm that they're working correctly, you can put this side by side. Let's move it up here. You can put this up here and show you all the different pieces of data that were used in the constructor call. Then we, of course, changed the employee's base salary to $1,000, and when we reprinted the contents of the base plus commission employee object, you can see that previously the base salary was $300, now it's $1,000. And then finally we calculate the earnings, which is $1,000 plus 4% times $5,000, which is another $200 total, for a total of $1,200 for this employee. Now, the key thing in this example is that we did create this new class, but in order to create it, we copied a tremendous amount of code from our commission employee class that we simply could have inherited into our new base plus commission employee class. Basically, if you look through all of the functionality in the base plus commission employee class, you can see that a base plus commission employee is basically a commission employee that also has a base salary, and therefore the earnings calculation is a little bit different. So in the next video, we're going to take our first look at inheritance. As part of that, we're going to see some compiler errors that occur because we didn't quite take advantage of things the way we're supposed to. We're doing this on purpose. Then we're going to show you a concept called protected data members to help with inheritance, and then we're going to take a look at the hierarchy one last time to show you the best possible software engineering.